Today, to be on the right means celebrating society as it is, but to be on the left means just the opposite. What distinguishes the New Left from other forms of liberalism is its call to action. The New Left slams American society and seeks to replace it with its own version, a form that would have to be socialist as well. It's now been over 60 years since the emergence of the New Left, and the battle still rages. These historians argue for usable and value-laden history. They reject history that is neutral, scientific, or objective. What they have searched for and still search for is a past that enables them to remake the present and the future. Their goal is not to tell history, but social change. The New Left emerged on college campuses, particularly the University of Wisconsin in Madison. They were known for their activism, and their goal was to create a new radical history, particularly a new radical American history. They sought to find a usable past so that history could serve as a political weapon. And with their partisan view of history, they sought to domesticate radicalism in America. In the 1960s, their first academic journal, Studies on the Left, was primarily used as an instrument for pulling socialism into the mainstream of American history. When the New Left historians write history, they're not creating a sterilized, neutral product that follows the rules of objective scholarship, but one that has a usable past. William O'Neill, who published The New Left, A History in 2001, initially wrote about the movement as a disruptive, irresponsible, obscene, nihilistic, and an outburst of unrestrained emotional energy. He concludes after more than 30 years of scholarship that not much has changed in the movement. Winnie Brines in Community and Organizing in the New Left, 1962, 1968, The Great Refusal, which was published in 1982, wrote an intellectual history on the movement, and much of the book is an exposition of the theories of social change that the New Left itself fashioned. Paul Buell in History in the New Left, Madison, Wisconsin, 1950-1970, published in 1990, looks at how Madison was the key locale for the formation of the movement, and it was also a center of serious left-wing scholarship. John Diggins in The Rise and Fall of the American Left, published in 1992, stated that the movement went unnoticed until the mid-1960s, but it had its roots in the civil rights movement of the 50s and 60s. The main New Left organization was Students for a Democratic Society, SDS, which was present on many college campuses. Today, these grown-up leftists hold professional positions on college campuses and lead the politically correct movement. Although it's been over 60 years since the New Left has appeared on stage, the battle rages on. Those historians refuse to acknowledge any good in America's past and are on a crusade to tear it down. Which is why I've decided to focus on Mount Rushmore, on the men, and the monument. There's no better example today of the left's condemnation of our history and attack on our past than the scholarship produced by New Left historians against Washington and Jefferson and Roosevelt and, yes, Lincoln. Therefore, my research question is how the American left chose to undermine the values that are reflected in the leaders on the Mount Rushmore monument. My dissertation, I hope, will push back on recent trends in American history of creating interpretations using modern-day values that did not exist in the past. These are interpretations that are being conducted anachronistically and, quite frankly, with little understanding of the past. That's what I hope to do. The New Left historians are writing scholarly works through the lens of their political ideology with an agenda to destroy individuals whom they dislike. They approach the field with answers already in hand and then gather evidence to prove whatever point they were trying to make. Well, although I believe that past is riddled with controversial moments and peopled by individuals who were flawed, that is true. The fact is that American history today is being rewritten by people who are interpreting historical events and analyzing historical figures out of context. Well, this dissertation will push back on that and demonstrate that the methods used by New Left historians are incorrect. That is not how proper history is done, and this dissertation will demonstrate that. The American left has been very good at attacking our history and turning it upside down. There should be no reason why our once venerated heroes are now being so unfairly lampooned. Instead of attacking the past, historians should be looking for ways that we can use it to solve the problems that are facing the present. These past figures, whether Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, or Roosevelt, are figures that are still worthy of admiration, are men who made mistakes, are people like us, but whose experiences can still be used to navigate the future. That is what I hope to do. Thank you.